It's FaceTime mail time!
I don't know what to think about this.
Yeah, it's funny because I think...
See ya!
Ghost logo in the backdrop.
Nat lives a block away, so I respect that she's disobeying orders.
A little stir crazy. I think she's just coming in to try to provide some level of normalcy to her life.
I miss the team who's all working from home this week. It's kind of like the early days. Just Dan and Ryan.
Full circle.
Tasting some new products. We've got Holden here now, though, so that's a plus.
With the camera, we've got a nice little setup.
On your right, that is the Swedish Fish BCA. This is Swedish Fish Gamer. Yeah, so we met with Mondelez, all the flavors of Gamer. I think a lot of the Legend and BCA flavor systems for Sour Patch Kids translated really well. Swedish Fish needed a couple tweaks. And it's cool because it kind of gave us a little bit of a look under the hood of because no one really knows what a Swedish Fish actually tastes like. There's a lot of guesses, you can Google it, all different kinds of answers, cherry, lingonberry, other magical fruits. They gave us some top secret intel on this, and let's see what happens. So, yeah.
That is
because now you know the secret.
Now you know the
now you know the secret, and you're like, whoa.
That's interesting.
I don't know the secret.
You don't know the secret?
No, we didn't tell anyone.
We didn't tell anybody?
No.
This will be interesting to see.
You can't tell Holden either.
Oh, we're not going to tell Holden.
If I told you that, I'm afraid I'd have to kill you.
Mind-blowing, but it's really good.
I think that did it. I'm taking the secret of Swedish Fish to my grave. I got a lot of work to do today, so I'm just going to drink the whole Gamer because it's an epic focus formula.
We finally teased some of the creative on that, too. Feedback was lit. Yeah, so basically taking what you guys have there and rotating the triangle to the right. I guess the color palette is a little different now that you're seeing it up on the big screen.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a couple different versions of the creative in the video last week.
In the same general direction, but
obviously we've kind of talked about, and we're definitely dropping this in some of our epic, kind of collabs. But we were working on just kind of the ghost flavors, which we talked about peach, and I think blue rouse is on the screen. So, look, a lot of craziness in the world right now. A lot of just negativity and kind of crazy, sad stuff on the news.
Weird.
It's nice to be able to step back and just appreciate the subtleties of Swedish Fish for 5 seconds. We are going to do everything to keep the channel going because this brightens your week a little bit. Look at this guy. Holden on brightens my week.
love Holden. It'd be weird if Holden wasn't here.
Keep you safe, Holden. All right.
What are you mixing there? What do you got? Kind of want to try it out.
You know that.
Not call it that, but.
You know that they've been calling me nonstop because they're really big fans of the channel, and they've been calling me like, dude, what do you think about it?
Let's give him a
All
shot.
right.
We should mix this up.
If Rhett sees us try this and like it, he's gonna lose his mind because they've been calling for a year. Love that guy. Rhett's been my partner in crime for a lot of the big collabs and deals and stuff we put together over the years. A lot like our background and me and Ryan's background, he worked for a really big licensing agency and just straight Jared McGuired that thing.
I'm starting a new company, and the fish will come with me. Okay.
Around the same time, you know, we both left our previous companies. He just walked out to start his own kind of small agency or whatever, if you will, and we've been working together ever since. Played a little hockey. He's gonna lose his mind if we actually like this in 16. It's 2 scoops.
Just right.
Do the Ricky, do the Hughes, and then just do the normal, the average dude.
Can you guess by the color?
Have you said anything about what this flavor is?
No. I will say that I really like the lemon in this. This is like the fresh lemon that I was looking for in the, you know, Ghost Focus product. I still wanted like the fresh lemon versus like a candy lemon.
It masks. This just tastes like straight.
Yeah, I don't get.
Fill in the blanks. This for amino is really good. Like I can sit there.
Nat!
Wookie, you want to digitally try something?
Yeah, just try that.
Hold on, Wookie. I mean, I know what it is, so what do you want me to say? It tastes a little too much like powdered mix.
Great taste.
Moral of the story, we're gonna try to be as productive as possible. Trying to get as much done as possible, trying to churn out content.
Brighten your week.
Keep things light in a time of weirdness.
It's definitely a surreal moment for the world, but like I said before, we're gonna get through it. Consider us very, fortunate that we're in a good place, that I think we can look and focus on the light at the end of the tunnel instead of focusing on the crazy news or the bad stuff right now. We've said all along, supplements, they're not necessities. I mean, in addition to, which is why we work so hard to make them innovative and fun. That's why we work so hard to share content and create the community that we have. And I think that the world needs a double scoop of that to the face right now, so we're gonna do what we can. Play a small role. Right, Hughes?
Not in Plano.
Definitely not in Plano.
We should be in Texas right now, Holden, but due to all the chaos going on right now, our travel plans have been postponed. However, the label runs are going on as scheduled, and today we are running Rob's Whiskey Sour. So I just touched base with the manufacturing facility down in Texas. They gave me a brief update on how things are looking, shared some photos. Now I'm gonna jump on the phone with Marissa and run through them with her. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Marissa?
Hey, hi. This, hi.
Sick. So basically, I jumped on the phone briefly with John. He gave me some photos this morning of like first pass on Whiskey Sour label. So I have all of them up on my screen right now. So this is what you had originally mocked up. Basically, the top one was the original colors that we had selected, and then we moved to the darker Pantone, which is on the bottom here. This is actually what some of the first photos that he sent me were. Now, we kind of went back and forth a little bit because on screen, or at least in the photos, this looked a little dark to me.
Yeah, it looks like milk chocolate. It looks really dark.
And looking at the three colors that you sent over, I think the goal was more of like a caramel color. He agreed, they went back, made a small tweak, and basically assured me that even though the photos were coming up a little dark, that's where they hit. This is a situation where I think, obviously we've been working with these guys for 4 years. They've been rock stars. They know what we're looking for here. We reiterated to them and to Chris down there. So I think after a couple passes, they're on the same page as us. I think we just approved this one.
Okay. Yeah, because it does look still pretty dark, but the red also looks dark. And so if the red matches what the other reds are, then that's kind of reassuring that then the browns would also be lighter.
Dude. Do you see my screen right now?
30 windows open. What happened?
Hold on. This is obviously always a challenge to do remotely. This is one of the reasons why we're usually down in Texas for all of our label runs, just to make sure that those colors are perfect. But obviously this is a little bit of an unprecedented situation and we can't really travel, so we're gonna have to make do. But I do trust those guys in that they know what we're looking for, and John was on the phone himself kind of running through this with the team. So I think we're in a good place. Rob's Whiskey Sour is moving full steam ahead. Still making progress here in an office by herself.
Except for Nat.
She's on the other side of the glass though, making sure we keep our distance.
Ricky, we got some packages we gotta take to the boys.
All right.
Okay, 1 second.
What's up, dude?
Oh no.
What is this?
It's FaceTime mail time!
Oh my god. I don't know what to think about this. I mean, I appreciate your resilience. We're just happy that your microphone works. We tried to jump on Call of Duty Warzone last night, and the Twitch streamer couldn't get his microphone to work.
Actually, after I got off the game with you guys.
Sure, yeah. Sure you did.
Is that also why your gun didn't work, or your aim didn't work either? Or?
Oh. That's funny because I think.
See ya!
Now we can peacefully open some packages.
Oh yeah. Show us some time for Air Max Day. One of my favorite holidays. Pretty important day, I think, in Ghost kind of culture and heritage. You got Air Maxes on? Celebrating Air Max Day a little early.
You can't go wrong with any iteration of the infrared 90.
Yeah, these aren't even out yet. So I think that's the official sneaker of Ghost, it's fair to say. In all of its forms, whether it's the OG, whether it's the patches, whether it's the Hyperfuse, the Lunar.
The reverse infrared, there's a lot of good ones. We're actually compiling, we did a little poll around the office. It's an interesting list. There were some classics, some iconic, you know, like the Air Max 1 Atmos, which is one of my personal favorites, the 9.5 Neons. And there's some you could totally say that CJ had some influence on. Some of the newer age Air Maxes.
Probably went like off-white.
Off-white Air Max.
Witherspoon.
Great pairs. More on the new age Air Maxes, but all epic pairs. Look, it's definitely one of our favorite unofficial holidays of the year. You know, we're trying to celebrate, keep spirits high, even though the whole team's working from home this week.
We've kind of self-quarantined together with Holden and Nat since we've been together for the whole time. Ghost being essential business, we're legally allowed to come to the office, but we also live within like a 2 or 3 block radius of the office, so it's super convenient. But the rest of the team's been working from home, staying safe, take a lot of extra precautions like at the warehouse level as well. Obviously, all of our manufacturing is CGMP, NSF. NSF stands for National Sanitation. It's a pretty surreal time for the world. I mean, I don't know. I still wake up in the morning not knowing if my brain is really registering how crazy this is that basically the entire country and actually most of the world right now is under quarantine, and you know, you can't go to a restaurant, you can't go to just shopping this or out there. Or, you know, a lot of people right now are without jobs, and that's real and it's scary for everyone. But you know, I think the role of supplements, the role of fitness, the role of Ghost hopefully has always been, you know, fun and take a break from that for 5 minutes. And you know, Air Max Day I think is a great excuse, a great date on the calendar to just stop and say, hey, we can debate our favorite Air Max for a couple minutes, or do them a scoop of the brand new Burn, something that I think everyone needs more of right now.
And I think if you know something that we were talking about doing earlier this week, I think we're gonna pull the trigger on tomorrow. We'll jump on Instagram Live. Something we don't do often, but I think this is a kind of a great time to sit down and maybe, whether it's talk sneakers, address some of the questions that have come up regarding some of the international launches or shipping or whatever it might be, or even the differences between Burn and Burn Black. We could jump on tomorrow prior to launch, maybe in the time where we shut down the site before launch. Like Dan said, it's kind of an interesting and surreal time right now, and we're all going through it together, and I think it'd be cool to kind of jump online and just talk about what's going on, share our experience, and answer any questions you guys have. Tomorrow we'll call it we'll say 11 o'clock Central, kick it for an hour, and then celebrate one of our favorite unofficial holidays of the year. So one of the big questions I think, you know, that we'll address obviously on the Instagram Live as well, but we want to quickly address it here in the YouTube video is, what's the difference
on the all new Ghost Burn Black?
Key differences between Burn and Burn Black, there's 4 of them. Number 1, what's not in it. Burn has synephrine via bitter orange and also caffeine anhydrous in it. Took those out and replaced it with straight natural caffeine and Burn Black. Makes this thing, I think, a little bit smoother and a lot more stackable.
Beautiful.
Natural caffeine.
Fantastic.
Natural caffeine.
We added Garcinia cambogia in this guy at 1.5 grams.
Whopping dose.
This Garcinia cambogia's got a ton of different benefits for weight loss, but specifically satiety, great appetite suppressant, which is feedback we got on the initial formula. Second, we added GBB to it, ingredient I love, Ryan on the fence. GBB makes you sweat a ton.
Woo! Yeah.
Before a cardio session, before a workout, I think it's awesome. If you're just trying to troll your boy when he's sitting at the office with like a ton of this stuff, then I guess fair enough, right? Last but not least,
No, there's more.
We switched out Bioperin for Astrogen from New Life Sciences. We contracted them exclusively, and we got a press release coming out this soon. Contracted with them exclusively to research the combo of Astrogen with choline and also Astrogen with carnitine, and the results were insane. So choline absorption increased 30-something% in 1 hour, over 50% in 24 hours. Carnitine absorption over 30% over the same. So huge, get your bang for your buck, get your money's worth, important inclusion. So
huge, sick.
I'm pretty stoked. Flavors are bomb. New flavors, pineapple and official collab with Welch's grape.
Drops tomorrow, Air Max Day, and I think we're actually just teasing this on Instagram today, but we've got some pretty sick apparel dropping this month as well. Obviously, sneaker inspired, Air Max inspired. Holden, where's the box?
I'll go get the box.
Get the box. Box.
There's the box.
Honestly, one of my favorite collections we've dropped so far. Monochromatic pieces, just black and white. Entirely new iteration of the Ghost word mark, with obviously a nod to the Air Max sneaker in these as well. So Holden, I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up on the camera, but it's actually got a slightly raised feel puff print. So we got a long sleeve, and then we've got hoodies, of course. We've got like a charcoal hoodie with the Ghost logo and a white one with the Ghost logo. So all Air Max inspired. Plus, if you've seen the hat that we've kind of been wearing over the last really couple months, this is like a performance, like nylon style dad hat. This one drops as well. Goes along with kind of the Air Max inspired collection. So obviously not the ideal circumstances in which we're launching this, but for us it's a special day, so we want to make sure that we pushed everything live. Like I mentioned on the Instagram Live, if you guys have any questions prior to us jumping on, post them in the comments, regardless of it's about apparel, sneakers, burn black, the differences, whatever it might be, post them in the comments and we'll fire some off tomorrow and we'll kickstart the conversation with those.
Stay positive, stay connected. I mean, we're such like a digital world now, and we're so proud and love being part of the Ghost community that we've created over the past few years. I mean, now's the time, right, to connect with each other and keep focusing on the light at the end of the tunnel. So routine's good, getting those home workouts that we all would have ragged on each other a couple months ago for doing. Those are essential right now.
It's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
It's cool how the world's adapted.
It's cool until you walk in on me in the stairwell, banging out our blasters with like some bands or something, but you know, whatever. We're gonna all get through it together, so.
11 a.m. Instagram Live, 12 p.m. Central is the launch.
Boom.
Happy Air Max Day.